Good evening. My name is Coach Nicole Ross, and I am going to be the head 7th grade football coach here at Brookside Junior High. I just want to take a few minutes to just say thank you to the administration for giving me this opportunity to coach here at Brookside. A little information on me is I graduated with my bachelor's in physical education from Arkansas State University in 2019, and this is actually my first school to be a head coach somewhere, and I'm super excited that it's here at Brookside. So each of y'all got a packet when you walked in, has my expectations, information regarding the season and stuff like that. So if you would flip to the first page, you'll see a Remind one-on-one setup. I need everyone to sign up for this. This is how I will communicate and get information out there to you parents. Kids, players, you don't have to sign up. This is mainly just for the parents. Like I said, I will send out information regarding games, practices, and just other information that you do need to know. Our next page is an introduction of our coaches. So our offensive coordinator is Coach Bill Nix. You know, he's been around for a while. And then that's for our 7A team. So we're going to have two teams. We have an A team and a B team. So he's our offensive coordinator for our 7A team. Our defensive coordinator for the 7A team is Rusty Holmes. And then for our 7B offensive coordinator, Ray Stevens. And then our 7B defensive coordinator is Kevin Kyle. And if you ever need to get in contact with any of them, we prefer email. We have their emails listed for you, so you easily have it accessible. So our expectations for this year and years on is, right now we're building the fundamental aspect of the game. 7th grade is a learning experience. We're teaching them how to play the game of football the right way. And we're teaching discipline. There's stuff that we're not going to put up with as a coaching staff. And your kids will know that. Also, self-responsibility. They're going to be responsible for getting themselves to class on time, getting themselves changed and on the field at a reasonable time. And, they're responsible for keeping their grades up. We do this, we play 7th grade football, and we're preparing for high school. I want to see every boy on this team play on Friday nights in senior high football. That's got to be the goal. That's got to be one of the main goals, is to transform these kids now into great senior high football players. And then, we want to be the best, not just on the field, but in the classroom. I take academics very seriously. I do have a grading system scale that if the boys don't follow, they're going to be doing some extracurricular activities after practice. So our next page is talking about our practices. Morning practices will begin this Monday at 6:30 in the morning. We have to practice as much as we can, and I know it's early, but if we want to get these kids prepared for this year and for the years to come, we have to put in that time. Practices will vary depending on when our games are. But we are looking at practices being every Monday night and Thursday night. So Monday morning and Thursday night. So go ahead and, just mark those days off as, busy. That's when practices are going to be. Practice is mandatory. I can't stress enough that, you know, if you miss a practice, you don't start the next game if you started the previous game. Practice makes perfect. You have to give 100% effort in practice, and we can't have 25 kids show up and give 100%, and then another 5 come in who don't come to every practice and just give 75%. If we want to be great, and we want our kids to be great in the future, that's taking responsibility. And if you can't get your child here on Monday mornings at 6:30, I'm sure you can phone a friend. Parents, you must remain in the bleachers and quiet during practice if you choose to come. Practice is our time. You see your kids every single morning and every single night. We only get a few hours with them. So, we know a lot about this game, and I'm sure y'all do too. Some of y'all do. But, this is ours. This is our job. And then there's no parents allowed in the locker room, no matter what. And then just be on time to pick up your kid after practice gets over. Just teaching your kid right there to be responsible. Alright, and then the next one is talking about game expectations. Boys, you have to ride the bus to and from games. There's no way around it. There are no sodas or sugary drinks on game day. That'll just drain you of your energy right there. 7th grade games will be on Tuesday nights, starting at 5 o'clock. Our schedule right now is looking to be about 1 scrimmage game, 8 conference games, and a district tournament. And then the big one is, parents, you are not allowed to talk to coaches after a game, whether it's a win or a loss. If you're mad about your kids' playing time, which we do not discuss playing time, you can use a 24-hour rule, where if you're still upset about something that happened in the game, 24 hours later, then you can contact the coach. We do prefer to have emails instead of phone calls. I will give you my phone number. If you want to go ahead and take out your phones out real fast, I'll give it to you. Alright, it's 870-123-4567. So if you ever need to get in contact with me about anything more than you can on Remind, then just let me know. Alright, our discipline, we're teaching team and individual discipline. Grades, like I talked about earlier, grading is, if you pull an A and a B in a class, I'm not going to give you any discipline. A C is, you're running, because we're not average. These boys, we're not average. D's, you're doing some running, and you're also not playing. I don't settle for D's either. F's, you're not playing, you're not practicing, you're not traveling with us to the game. You're going to be doing punishment until you can bring that F up. There's no playing time for your kid. Alright, classroom etiquette. We're respectful in the classroom. We respect our teachers. We respect our classmates. We're not making excuses of why our homework is turned in late or undone, or why we're making D's on tests. No, it's not acceptable. Grades, I just talked about my grading. Missed practices, unless there's a doctor's note or an excuse, there will be some punishment. If you're really, really sick, I understand. But you miss a practice, you don't start a game. if you've started the previous games. Alright, next page is just some last minute things. I just talked about, if you have to give me a doctor's note if your child is injured. I have to know exactly what the doctor is saying. But they also must attend practices and games as well. They're still learning. Alright, being on a team is a privilege. It's not a right. So, don't walk around school with your chest puffed and your nose way up. This is a privilege to be on the Elks football team. Concession stand schedule. Before you leave tonight, parents, I need you to sign up for the concession stand schedule to work the concession stand. It's 4 home games and 4 away games. And then we'll have a scrimmage here, and we are hosting the district tournament. So we will need people to work the concession stands for those games. So just find a date that works for you and put your name down. And then we'll get in contact you a few weeks before your day is scheduled. Like I said earlier, email is the preferred contact to us coaches. Please do not try and blow our phones up. Email. We will get back to you. I promise that. Helmets and pads are not allowed to go home. School pays for these. And we want to make sure they stay in tip-top shape for our safety, for our players' safeties. So with that concludes our parent meeting. And again, I just want to thank you all for your time. And if you have any questions, you can come up right now and ask me, and I will give you the best answer I can. And I'm looking forward to a great football season. Y'all have a good night.